Good morning and welcome to the Chamber Business Report. I'm John Phillips, president of the Palm Coast Flagler Regional Chamber of Commerce, and this is the Chamber Business Report, brought to you by Klein Construction, building the future of Flagler County for the past 30 years. Smart technologies, they make business easy. Intracoastal Bank of Palm Coast, community banking the way it should be, member FDIC. And finally, Katz & Green, Flagler County's personal injury attorneys since 1996. Our guests today are from the Flagler County Education Foundation. It is wonderful to be with Teresa Rizzo and Stephanie Ellis. Ladies, welcome. Good morning. Thank you for being here today.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, Go ahead, Stephanie.
Good morning.
Yeah, and we've got Kelsey Lombard, our co-host here. Kelsey, great to be with you again.
Yes, good morning. I'm so happy that the Education Foundation and these two lovely ladies could join us this morning.
Yeah, so such a wonderful group that you all have. And let's talk a little bit big picture. I think most people probably know about the Flagler County Education Foundation, but we never want to make any assumptions. So you guys do wonderful things to help the kids, the teachers, and everything. Teresa, give us the 30,000-foot view of the Education Foundation, please.
So it's actually astonishes us regularly how many people don't know about us. We've had a mission for the last 3 years to really increase our awareness in the community. So thank you again for this opportunity. Every opportunity matters. But we are the nonprofit arm of the Flagler County School District, and our mission is to raise support, financial support, and awareness for students, educators, and families in our Flagler Schools community.
And you guys do such a great job of that. The programming that you all do, whether it's through the Take Stock program, the grants program teachers can apply for, the scholarships that you provide. We're going to talk all about all of those things a little bit more today. But Stephanie, how long have you been part of from the Ed Foundation?
In February, I believe it'll be 5 wonderful years. It's something I always like to share is that I'm a Flagler Schools alumni, so I've been here my entire life, and to be able to give back and be in the shoes that people have helped me to get through the school district, it's great that I get to be a part of it and be supporting the mission.
Yeah, the mission is so critical. You know, oftentimes in business, we talk about, especially in the chamber world and the economic development world, the things that people want if they want to move to a community. And they oftentimes talk about safety and security, and thank you to Sheriff Staley and all the first responders out there. But the other thing that almost always comes up is education. What's the workforce going to be like? And if you have small children, what sort of education are my kids going to get? And you guys play such a huge impact in that. Let's dig a little deeper into some of the things that you all do. And you guys can jump in, both of you, and just take turns on the programs, the products, the mentoring, and all the wonderful things that the Education Foundation focuses on.
Well, you definitely mentioned workforce readiness. That's a huge program for the Flagler County Education Foundation. Our Classroom to Careers program, which is sponsored by United Way Community Foundation. This is an opportunity for us to expose our students and give them opportunities to see what is out there after school. Advent Health is actually one of the local organizations that help us with this. At Rimfire Elementary, we do a passport to a healthier you. So quarterly, we bring in representatives from different areas of the healthcare industry, and they work with our elementary school students just to expose them to what opportunities could be in the healthcare field. And then they have the opportunity to go to middle school and get certified in CPR and learn a little bit more. And then they can go to the high school and specialize even more in our Allied Health program, which is at Flagler Palm Coast High School. We'll be starting a new one at Matanzas High School this year, and they actually do clinical hours in our Advent hospitals. So that is just one example of Classroom to Careers, workforce development. We also have culinary, construction, vet tech, fire academy, law and justice, and we originally aligned those programs back in 2013. It's been a long time with the Chamber of Commerce here in Flagler County to what industries were here in Flagler County. What did you need our students to be ready for graduating high school? So it's a huge program that we're so excited. LaShaka Moore, Superintendent Moore, is on board to supporting it even more with her Diploma Plus initiative. So it's just really important that we continue to give our students those opportunities for what are they going to do when they graduate high school, and we want to keep them here in Flagler County too.
Absolutely. And it goes back to something you said earlier about how many people don't know exactly what the Ed Foundation does. I felt like I knew a lot. I didn't know it started at the elementary school level. I knew about the middle school and clearly knew about the high school program. I didn't know you planted that seed so early, but it's so good to be able to do that because oftentimes, especially kids, they what do you want to be when you grow up? That's a common question at the elementary school level, and to put that seed there about what that future might be, whether it be in healthcare or in other fields as well, but especially in the healthcare industry, it's such a big part of our community here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Stephanie, how about the Take Stock in Children program that you all have there? Let's talk a little bit more about that. Maybe give a sales pitch for that program and how it works.
Absolutely. So Take Stock in Children is a mentorship program that a student is matched with a mentor when they are starting high school. They have somebody who is there for them academically, a mentor to just talk to them. They meet about twice a month for about 30 minutes. It is a state-funded program that is actually matched by Peter and Sue Freitag here locally to be able to double that and be able to give these students further scholarship opportunities because they do get that 2-year degree once they graduate, graduate high school, and then they go to college. And then if they come back after those 2 years, they get their associates and whatnot and come back, they can apply for another 2 years if they're in good standing to be able to get that 4-year degree. So we're thankful that we have the state to provide that great, wonderful program, but then also somebody locally who has such a large impact, Peter and Sue Freitag, in our community, to give us that extra resource for another hand up for these students.
Yeah, I'm fairly familiar with that program. My wife works in Volusia County, and she actually has she's an attorney, and they have a law program at Atlantic High School down in Port Orange, and I think it's called Law and Government track that they have there. And she is a Take Stock mentor at Atlantic High School down in Volusia County, so I'm familiar with that from a personal level. Even though it's not here in Flagler, it's still the same program, like you said, statewide
and I just
program.
think it's so important to, at that age, have a mentor guiding you through those important years of high school. I know for my son, he's in the IB program, and to have him be able to take part in that is awesome, especially at that level.
Let's talk a little bit more about it's the Education Foundation, and the word foundation, we understand what that means. That you're trying to enhance the overall experience, and the ways you can enhance that is through fundraising opportunities. Philanthropy is a big part of the Education Foundation. I know you have several events year round. The golf tournament is usually in May or April before it gets too hot.
Yes.
April, and then you have a big event later this fall coming up in November. Let's maybe just give a little. It's a long way off, it seems like, but let's just talk a little bit about that event as well.
Absolutely. We actually have 4 major fundraisers a year. You mentioned the golf tournament. Then coming up in the fall is our Josh Cruz Gala, which is a costume party that is themed after a novel. This is our 15th anniversary of this. It was Josh Cruz was a local homegrown friend of actually Joe Rizzo, and Josh tragically passed away in a car accident, and Joe started this in his memory. Josh was a prolific reader and writer. His dad was actually one of the founding board members of Intercoastal Bank originally. So we have continued this tradition, and it supports our creative writing club in all 10 of our schools. Actually 11 because our virtual school, and we also invite Imagine, so we can turn it up to 12 at this point. But this year we were able to publish 200 selections of student writing in a book. So when those students graduate high school, they get to say, we're published writers. And so the gala fundraises for that opportunity. I also have to give a shout out to FC3 this year for supporting us with a grant for the Josh Cruz writing project. And then we also have Mardi Gras, which we do every year, that supports our mentoring and scholarships. It's always on Fat Tuesday at Grand Haven Golf Club.
Which is amazing.
Yes, it is. Kelsey got to join us this year for that. It's a pretty sought after event. And then our annual dinner, which just happened actually at the end of May, and that's an opportunity for us to reflect on the year and how we've impacted students. And I know we have a little friend in the room with us today, Mr. Oliver Ellis. He got to speak at the annual dinner this year, and just to hear from the students. Oliver is a second grader at Old Kings. Fourth
now. Yeah.
No way.
He skipped third grade. He was that smart.
I would not be surprised. I can't believe he's already in 4th grade. I remember when he was born. Anyways, so, he was able to share with local donors in the room how the Ed Foundation has impacted him, and to hear that from a 4th grader was just incredible. So it was a great night.
Kelsey loves a good costume party, so I fully expect that she will be there in November for that.
Absolutely, showing her support.
And we're gonna bring it up a level this year for the 15th anniversary. So start looking for your princess gown.
Princess gown. Ooh.
November 15th.
We have a theme. It's been put out there.
Yeah.
So November 15th, mark your calendars
tuned.
now. So, we are visiting with Teresa Rizzo and Stephanie Ellis from the Flagler County Education Foundation here on the Chamber Business Report today. And we are learning about Take Stock in Children, about the scholarship program. How about, before we take our break, we have one more segment here where we talk about some of the grant opportunities that teachers, plural, at all levels can apply for. I think, is it all the way down to the elementary school level? They can apply for to get some assistance for their classroom or for research or for a project or whatever that might be that they're looking for.
So there is consortium of Florida Education Foundations, which actually offer this opportunity, and it is through our a grant platform that is given out to all educators, so all teachers, special areas, core classes. They can all apply for it. It's a very simple Google form where it aligns with what their programs are and data and all that. But the best part that we have been able to do the last few years is work with one of our great partners, Beaver Toyota of St. Augustine. They wow us
Here to wow you.
by matching that funding that we get from the consortium through the state. Wow. So we are able to give another bunch of grants to the teachers as well. There's been some really awesome ones. They had a marine science one that was done at Old Kings Elementary School. There's been so many various opportunities.
Lots of music and art. We hear a lot about, cuts in music and art in the schools. And so this is opportunity for those teachers to buy new instruments for their students or art supplies. But I think last year we were able to give out around $70,000 in teacher grants from K to 12. And we include Imagine as well. So we always love, the Beaver comes down, we bring the big check, we get to go prize patrol, and the teachers just love it. The students love it too. But it's such a great
incredible
day for us.
opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just amazing the opportunities that are out there for teachers because, we all know, times are tough at the state budget level, which passes down through the county, and there are there's cuts in some areas oftentimes, and the Ed Foundation really bridges that gap and tries to make sure that important programs are not only not cut but enhanced. And I think that's one of the great things that you can do. If there is a teacher or teachers that are listening to our program and they want to apply for one of those grants, how do they go about doing that? I assume it's probably on your website. Is that the first place where they would go to get some information?
We actually send it right out to their emails. Okay. So they get a Google form from us usually about the middle of September, and then it closes about the middle of October. So they'll get that email directly from us to be able to apply for that. And I definitely want to say the Ed Foundation is honored to facilitate lots of funding from our generous community donors organizations. We are just the facilitators. And so I just want to say, we couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, you've already mentioned Beaver Toyota matching grant, the Freitag folks who have matched that grant there, and others that continue to support. And we do want to give great recognition to those sponsors and supporters and philanthropists that help make the Ed Foundation do all the great things that they can do. So we're going to take a short break here. This is the Chamber Business Report brought to you by Intracoastal Bank, along with Katz and Green, Smart Technologies, and of course Klein Construction. We will take a short time out and we'll be right back. Talk more about the Flagler County Education Foundation.
This is Paul Katz, and I've been Flagler County's personal injury attorney since 1987. I brought Jeff Green on board in 2000, and we've been serving the folks of Flagler County since then as Katz and Green. Life goes on, and I'm pretty much retired now. But all the ads you've heard us do in the last 10 years, that's been Jeff's work. All those people, they've said those nice things. They were saying them about Jeff, and he deserves it.
Personal approach, professional results. Katz and Green.
Back in the old days, thieves would break into your business through a door or window. Today, hackers break into your business and home in ways you never thought of. Your printer, security cameras, scanners, thermostats, remote workers, and their devices. We're Smart Technologies. We know how to identify and secure your entire network, not just your computers. If you would like a free cybersecurity assessment, give us a call today.
Smart Technologies.
Call us 252-2292.
In a world where personal service and people who really care about you can be lost, we want you to know we are different. We love engaging with our clients. That's just how we've been since 2008. Your milestones in life and business are our milestones, and we are with you every step of the way. We can do everything that big banks do, but we add the community banking touch. If you're already one of our clients, thank you. And if not, we would love to be your locally owned community bank. I'm Laura Gilveri. Welcome to Intracoastal Bank, member FDIC.
Good morning and welcome back to the Chamber Business Report. I'm John Phillips, president of the Palm Coast Flagler Regional Chamber of Commerce, joined by my co-host Kelsey Lombard.
Hi, good morning.
And today we're talking with the Flagler County Education Foundation with Teresa and Stephanie. And first I want to talk about in this second segment here, Stephanie, I'll let you and Kelsey kind of take the lead on this quite literally because we're going to talk about Lead Flagler. You are an alumnus of that program, and now you're part of the planning group that helps organize it. Let's talk about that program and why it's something that you've jumped right in and had an integral role in.
Absolutely. So it started with a conversation at Dominic's Deli, which if you haven't been there, you need to go eat there.
Shout out Dominic's Deli.
Yes. It started with a great conversation. I was sitting there with Vincent Sullivan, Lauren Johnston, and we came up with a vision of the chamber who does it down in Volusia County. We wanted to bring it here. We knew we had people already scouted that would be great for this program, a diverse group. We had bankers, we had educators, we had totally different group of people we wanted to have in that big first class. So we had about 13 or 14 people in that first class that I was in. So creating that alongside of the Lauren and Vincent at that time and Dr. Erica was it was really exciting to bring that to the chamber, and then seeing it now full circle with the second year going through it and even enhancing it and adding some different tours that we got to go on. The next year is going to be only better. I feel like we're going to have a waiting list because it is an incredible program. I learned so much about the community being here my whole life I didn't even know about. It's truly a treat, and I'm so glad that the chamber is able to do this.
Yes, absolutely. And just the help that you brought in the first year and helping and taking over kind of scheduling and booking this year as well. And you got an award for the first year that you were there at our annual meeting for everything you kind of put into it as well. What was your favorite day, would you say, that we did from your OG class that you took on that you think maybe, well, we'll start there.
Yeah, that is so hard because there were so many good ones. But first thought that pops into my mind is definitely with the sheriff. Being able to go around and see the behind the scenes. And at that time, we just got to see that new building that was just opening. It's incredible to see the work that goes behind it, to see the Crime Stop Center in the back, and then go over to the fire department and get hands-on with equipment. Just how much our town has evolved and how much is being, like, all this construction that's happening and all the great things that are coming and growing here where we can stay local and shop local and be able to work. And like I said before, being a Flagler County resident forever, going to school here and being able now to raise my family here it's exciting. And it's nice to be able to have this leadership program to have other people enjoy it as well and see the behind the scenes of what's going on in our community firsthand.
Absolutely. I have to say my favorite day of Stephanie returning to the office after doing her lead field trip was, I think the Southern Rec Center had just opened and she came out, we got to play pickleball today. Like she was so excited. Yeah. That stuck in my head and I was like, the next year we have to make sure they get to go play pickleball at the Southern Rec Center. So she was so excited. That was such a good thing for them.
It was.
Yeah, as we start to build the program for next year's Lead Flagler program, if you want more information about that, you can find that on the Chamber's website, which is PCF Chamber, PCF PCF, Palm Coast Flagler Chamber.com. We have an education day where we go around to the schools. We have Parks and Rec Day. Might be some pickleball involved. We have Tourism Day, Flagler County Government Day. Stephanie alluded to the fire department, the sheriff, maybe mosquito control was a big hit this year. That's something
a big hit.
that we experienced. And then the other one that I just went to yesterday was over at the Emergency Operations Center, which is a pretty cool place to see the behind the scenes of what goes on there. And of course, as you mentioned, the Sheriff's Daily gave me a great tour about 2 weeks ago prior to our entrepreneur conference. He showed me all around the sheriff's building there and what a wonderful facility that is. But there are other days as well that we get to experience. All Healthcare Day, tour at Advent Health and other places. But it's a wonderful program. It goes for about 9 or 10 months. And it's a once a month program that you that you sign up for, and you get to experience all of Flagler County. There's West Flagler Day, where we go out to Holler and Green and learn about the agriculture business and other things out in the western part of Flagler County, out in Bunnell. That was very educational for me. They weren't actually picking cabbage the day we went to Holler and Green because it got out of cycle with the season, but we still got to see the operation there and how much of an impact that is to our community. So it's a great program, not a day. It's a great program because it's spread out over almost an entire year. And then graduation is held at our annual meeting at the end of the year with the chamber. So I'm thrilled to be in the planning stages for next year because we're going to make it even bigger and better than it has been in the past.
I think it's one of the most wide-reaching programs like that in our county that reaches all corners of our community. So that's why I think it's just amazing.
And to get the behind the scenes kind of experience and learning.
Yeah, you know, when you grow up in this community, you see certain sides of things. And when you live here, you see certain sides of things, but you don't get to see it all.
Yes.
And now you can be, what a great ambassador everybody who goes through that program can be for our community to help tell people about all the wonderful things we have here in Flagler County when you get to really experience them firsthand. Absolutely. I want to talk about one of the other great things we have here in Flagler County, and this is a partnership that the chamber's involved in, but it's really multiple organizations are involved. We are thrilled to be part of the Stuff the Bus campaign this year, and it's coming to the chamber offices in conjunction with Chimento Law. They're at City Center. If you don't know where the chamber offices are, it's the building adjacent to City Hall at Palm Coast Town Center, not in the City Hall building, but the one just off to the east of City Hall there. It's called City Center. Chimento Law is there. Florida Healthcare is there, and Gentiva Hospice is there as well, among others. But tell us about the Stuff the Bus campaign, Stephanie, and what we're looking for, what people might be able to donate to help the kids of Flagler County.
I'll start with what does Stuff Bus stand for? Because it's actually an acronym. So the stuff part is supplying things you find fundamental. It is much more than just school supplies. During our summer, that's really what we heavily look for, are back-to-school supplies. But we have a closet at every one of our schools, including Imagine, which we just got last year, which has been utilized very well. They do have uniforms, so they actually use a lot more of our school supplies than clothing items. But we still always need socks, and we always need underwear. We always need leggings and those yoga pants. Those are something that is a most neediest item, I'd say, that we're always looking for. We have the bus at a different location in our community every single week of summer, up until even after school starts back up, which is great because we want this bus that was actually donated to us from the county. We got it wrapped by DME, who does an incredible job on their wraps. If you haven't seen our bus yet, it's located right now at the government service building. But they put a wrap on it for us, and we're able to move it around anywhere in the community. There is a depository door right on the side where you'd lift that right down, and you can shoot the supplies directly in there at any time, 24 hours a day.
So the perfect time is now, July 12th. Saturday, July 12th. You got a couple of days. You're driving around in your car, listening to WNZF right now, swing into Target or Walmart or wherever you like to shop. And then you can go over to the City Center July 14th through the 18th. So it's Monday through Friday, and it's there 24/7. You don't have to go during working hours because, as Stephanie just said, it's got a drop-down door. If it's during business hours, great. If it's 6 o'clock at night, great. 9 o'clock at night, great. You can go up, pull the door down, drop in your deposit of all sorts of things. School supplies, as you mentioned, but sweatpants, leggings, other things that kids might need. crayons,
So toiletries.
underwear, socks.
Yes, toiletries,
Jeans.
Yes, jeans, socks, underwear. Those are the hot items. Definitely want to mention that we also open our stuff bus closets to our educators as well. So if they need school supplies for their classroom, they're able to get those from the stuff they need: a pencil sharpener, headphones for their students, styluses, all of those different types of things. We will, provide that for them. And it's just so great that we have the warehouse closet. It's actually in the new courthouse. I guess it's the new school courthouse now. I don't know what its official new name is, but our Trails program, which is our adult ESE program, they actually manage the warehouse for us. So they take in the supplies that are donated, they inventory them, they take orders from the school closets, and they ship them to the schools. So we're just so thrilled that it's a twofold. It's a win-win program. These students are learning on-the-job skills, but also providing things to students and teachers in need in our brick and mortar schools as well.
So again, the Stuff the Bus is coming up this week at City Center, right there behind Flagler Palm Coast High School, adjacent to City Hall. City Center. The bus will be in the in the back part of the parking lot, and so you can swing by anytime you'd like between July 14th and the 18th, and you can drop off your school supplies or other materials that we've talked about at the bus right there at City Center over the next coming 5 days. So coming soon to a parking lot near you. And if you happen to miss the bus this week, there's other opportunities as well throughout the summertime as we get ready to go back to school this fall. It's hard to believe we're talking about going back to school already, but these are critical things that some folks in our community need, and it helps make that educational process so much better.
Now, is there a place that our listeners can go to find out other locations of the Fun Bus if they miss ours?
You can visit us at flagleredfoundation.org. Right on our landing page, it'll give you an updated list of all of the drives that we're having throughout the summer. You can also contact us if you're a business and you actually don't want the bus in your parking lot and you'd like a box. I can make you a box and we can put it there, and you can be one of our headquarters throughout the summer to hold your supplies there, and we pick them up and facilitate them back to the school. And for our Back to School Jam event for Flagler Schools on August the 2nd.
That is going to be a wonderful event that I know our lead class is going to participate in. This past year's lead class is going to be part of that event coming up here in just a couple of weeks. I do have a couple other chamber events to mention here while we have just a couple of split seconds before we run out of time. July 18th, that's next Friday, Chamber 101 will be held at Daytona State College. That is for anybody who has joined the Chamber since our last Chamber 101 event. That's the first hour, but the second and the third hour are open to all members of the Palm Coast Flagler Chamber. The second hour is called Speed Networking, and the third hour is a leadership program by Dr. Joe Saviak. And some of you know Dr. Saviak, but if you don't, he's going to talk about leadership, and it's going to be a wonderful presentation. That's Friday, July 18th at Daytona State College.
And we'll have Chick-fil-A.
And we're going to have Chick-fil-A.
Hey, everybody loves Chick-fil-A.
Everybody loves some good Chick-fil-A. And that program is free of charge to Chamber members to join us there at Daytona State College. Go to the website, pcfchamber.com, July 18th at Daytona State College. And then our next Business After Hours is on July 23rd. Business After Hours at Margaritaville at the Chill Bar on the roof of Margaritaville. Yes. And we are excited about that event in conjunction with SMA Healthcare, Haven Nexus,
and Mara Grace Counseling.
A little bit of a focus on mental health with SMA and Mara Grace and Haven Nexus, but it's going to be a fun event there at the Chill Bar. It starts at 4 o'clock. The Chill Bar doesn't usually open until 5. So we're going to have a private event from 4 to 5 inside. And then as long as the weather's good, we're going to go outside beginning at 5 o'clock and enjoy a little bit of Flagler Beach with the Business After Hours. July 23rd. Again, that is at the Compass by Margaritaville Hotel right there at 100 and A1A in beautiful downtown Flagler Beach. So ladies, thank you for your time. It's always great to talk about the Ed Foundation and all the great work that you all do in this community. Thanks for being here today.
We thank you for having us, truly.
The Chamber Business Report, again, is brought to you by Katz & Green, by Klein Construction, by Smart Technologies, and also by Intra-Coastal Bank. Thanks for being with us today, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We'll see you at the Stuff the Bus coming up later this week at City Center.